Hi Aquarius, welcome to those of you joining me for the first time. Welcome back those of you who have been here before. My name is Jackie. I'm going to post some general messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the last 2 weeks of September. And guys, while I shuffle for your crowning energy, I am going to talk for a few minutes about what's going on in the sky. If you're not interested in hearing about that stuff, that's cool. Just fast forward to when you see me pulling the cards, okay? So the last reading for the first 2 weeks of September, I ended with that September 13th, 14th full moon at 21 degrees Pisces. And I want to start with that again, only because there are so many planets that are taking part in this full moon, that are being impacted by this full moon. It's going to be really big for all of us, and especially in the relationship sector, because this is where we're going to be made to look at where we might have been sabotaging ourselves. But the funny thing about this is, it's in ways that we have not been able to recognize. It's not that we're being ignorant to our own needs or living with our head in the sand. That's not it at all. It's just that there are components of ourselves that have been hidden, and it's going to be very illuminated right now. Because think about what is Pisces, right? With that Neptunian rulership, it's about, dream, fantasy, illusion, and things just being all around foggy. So this is a really beautiful, beautiful, positive full moon. Might not be totally comfortable, but it's really, really positive, especially for relationships. And then we have on, on September 18th, Saturn's going direct. Yay! 13 degrees Capricorn, finally. Been retrograde since April 29th, going direct now. A lot of progress is going to be made with things and areas that you have felt blocked in. I mean, well, a lot of you are like, I felt blocked for 2 years, woman. This Cancer Capricorn eclipse. But these specific blockages, right? Having to do with relationships and career, where you just feel like this harness has been pulling you back. So these blockages are going to lift. It's not going to be like horses straight out of the gate. There is still going to be a little bit of fogginess throughout the end of the month, but so much less. And then we have the full equinox on the 23rd. Magical, magical, magical. Love it. I love the full equinox. It's probably one of the best times to just manifest things. And if you guys aren't into meditating, or you don't really resonate with what that even means, just keep an open heart and an open mind on the 23rd, and just be open to whatever. Just be very, very willing to go with the flow, however the wind is going, right? And just trust that life is bringing you and rolling out exactly the way it's supposed to be, even if the lessons are a little tough right now, okay? And then on September 28th, we have a new moon at 5 degrees of Libra, and I am so happy. It's Libra with Venus, and Libra sextile Jupiter and Sagittarius. I love it. This is all about newness in relationships. I'm really excited for this, because it's not only our intimate relationships, it's our friendships, it's our families, our work relationships, everything. And there's going to be this newness, this general kind of collective understanding. And for some of us, it's going to be a collective understanding of, all right, what's best for us? And sometimes that means walking away from a situation. And if that's your story, it'll be with less drama than it would normally be. Or it can be an understanding where, you know what, if we really want this, let's sit down and figure it out. Let's sit down and figure this out, right? So this is about, ooh, flexible. Isn't that a perfect crowning energy for you guys? Yeah, I like this for you. So this is all about being teachable. Aquarius, let me move these out of the way. It's all about you being teachable and open-minded, being adaptable without compromising what's important, right? You want to think about, I've said this with this card before, you want to think about how a tree remains very supple and secure when everything around it might be in shambles. Like if there's a crazy, crazy storm, right? Let's say a crazy storm. And what happens in the crazy storm is the tree bends and goes this way, that way, and it's just crazy. But if it's rooted very firmly, it's not going to come up, right? It's not going to come up and crack and blow away. Whereas structures like buildings or weaker trees are going to. So it's this idea of the more flexible you are, the more that you're going to be able to withstand. Common sense is important, yes, but so is an open mind. So you want to stay open right now, stay aware. And if you are, others are going to be the same way with you right now. And for those of you dealing with relationships, just remember, in every relationship, it's very important to be open to new experiences and learning new things. Aquarians don't always like to do that, right? If you want to let go of any rigidity that you might be feeling, let go of it, because it's what's required of you right now. You don't always have to be right all the time. It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. right? It's this beauty in meeting someone or something halfway, right? Because this card showing up can also indicate to me that you've met someone new who may not be what you would consider normally your type, but who turns out to be so special that you're going to have great ease in releasing any of the old kind of mindset that you had regarding relationship or regarding people who you would normally like be with, kind of thing. So I like that, because by allowing yourself to be flexible, you're going to be opening yourself up to something really, really beautiful. Now, as far as the advice for this goes, okay, watch the rigidity, right? Because when you or someone else, either when you or someone else, because when you or someone else becomes too rigid, you end up losing your access to growth and untapped potential, and you find yourself in like a you versus them kind of mentality, and you don't want to do that, because that becomes very rivalrous and no one wins then. So, loosen up, open your mind and heart, and see if a more flexible approach feels better. Because a lot of times, even if we don't want to do it for ego's sake or just for the point of the matter, when we do it, it actually feels pretty good, because rigidity will set you up for a fight where there are only losers. There's never winners there, right? So you want to think about a way that maybe you could bring about a result that's mutually beneficial. Think about if it's even possible. Meeting in the middle. And definitely ask Spirit for help. Spirit's an awesome mediator, okay? And now in the pre-shuffle, this is a kind of just like a quirky, fun oracle deck. This is messages from the universe. And I pulled up for you, it's time for a love fest, okay? And the back says, actually, everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually it's worth trying to learn what they are to maximize chances of a full-blown 60s-style psychedelic love fest, which is always a good thing. Aquarius, doesn't this fit in perfectly with your crowning? With the flexible, right? Everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. Yeah, I like it. Aquarius, this is all about you being very flexible. Okay, so let's get into the reading. The last reading I did for the first 2 weeks was a Celtic cross spread. So I'm going to do things a little different. And I'm going to be pulling a couple of cards for your past, your present, your fears, your blockages, and your outcome, along with someone external to you. So you're going to apply that external however it sees fit, you see fit in your life. So this could be a relationship that you're dealing with, a job, a family member, or a friend. So I'm going to be addressing it because this is a general reading, guys, right? We can't possibly hit everyone for every situation that's going on in everyone's heart space. So I'm going to present a reading for a relationship as well as career. And the relationship, you can also apply to friendships or family as well, okay? Let's get right into this. Messages for the last 2 weeks of September, please, Spirit, for Aquarius. Past, present, and fears right now for them and whoever they're dealing with. Thank you. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. 4 of Wands. Okay. Okay, this is who you're dealing with. If this is your present, their present, your fear, and their fear. Okay. All right, so what I'm getting in your past is that you were really feeling very hopeful about something, very much wanting something, but there was something unstable about it. There was a lack of stability. You were involved in something, or you were doing something in your life, okay? This could be with a person. This could be in a relationship where you really thought they were the one, or you really thought this was it, or you identified it as something really, really special. But then you started to feel like there was an instability about them that was making you feel very uncomfortable, because the 4 of Wands upright is all about stability and this willingness to move forward. With the Wands reverse, it's kind of like a halt in plans. It indicates delay, and it indicates a feeling of like not moving forward, whereas the Wheel of Fortune, it's the wheel of fate, okay? So fate can go either good, right, and favorably, or not. It normally does tend to go more favorably, but I am getting here that you were recognizing that maybe things were not as firm as you really wanted them to be, or that you felt that they should be, right? At least the way that they should be. Okay. Now, this is the same thing now if you were dealing with a career. It could be that you're working in a position where you just started to feel like things were not as stable or as safe for you at work that you felt like you really wanted. You started to feel this level of vulnerability with this lack of moving forward. Now, this person, let's deal with it as a person first. Five of Pentacles in reverse indicates a lack mentality. So this could be someone who you were dealing with, somebody, first of all, who was very anxious with the Nine of Swords energy. This is the 3 a.m. anxiety card in the past. And they were probably feeling quite anxious because they felt like they were not able to provide you and the situation, your relationship, with what they felt you were looking for, or with what you were requesting you needed. Because the Five of Pentacles is about having this feeling of need, right? And the need can be anything in the resource realm, in the real world, excuse me, but it could also be anything not feeling supported, right? Because Pentacles is also mental health, physical health, and psychological health, and the ability, it's how we do relationships and how we bond, right? So it's this idea of just feeling in this space of just really not having it. But in the reverse, this tells me that it's more mental than anything else, not based in reality. So in their mind, they felt that they were not bonding to you in the way that they felt like they should be. And they were feeling very anxious about it because they weren't able to be that, either show up in the relationship the way that they felt like was necessary, financially, emotionally, fill in the blank with that. But they were feeling very anxious about this, their inability to show up. And I do feel like, though, guys, just because it's the Four of Wands energy, that maybe they felt like maybe they didn't have enough money or enough resources or enough swagger actually to keep you around. Okay. And if this has to do with a career, this could have to do with somebody that you're working with, feeling like you're not happy there, sensing your discomfort, sensing your wanting more out of this job or out of this position, and then being quite concerned about it. Now, in the present, you're very discontent right now, Aquarius. I'm getting that, yeah, look, there's a lot of fighting going on. No one's winning, okay? And this is dirty fighting. This is dirty fighting, but there's manipulation involved in this as well. There's an unwillingness to move forward in something because you're in this Four of Cups energy. The Four of Cups energy is about disillusionment and disappointment in a person, a relationship, or a situation. And it's establishing what I call the checklist, right? Those of you who've been watching me know this is my checklist card. This is you saying, it's not that I don't want to be with this person or in this situation, but unless they are going to change in A way, B way, and C way, I am not going to take part in this anymore. It's you drawing a line in the sand with yourself. But the thing is this, with this energy, typically the Four of Cups energy indicates you feeling that you might be a little more ready for love or more ready for a situation than you actually are. And not because you're playing mind games with yourself, but because there's something from your past, something. It could be from your deep past. It could be from the recent past that's making you feel like you haven't healed from it yet. There's something that's getting in the way of you fully trusting a situation, right? Now, I know a lot of readers call this the card of boredom, that he looks bored or whatever. But I'm not getting that here. It could be, right, because this is a general reading, but I want to tell you what I'm getting first and foremost. I'm getting that you're drawing a line in the sand with your heart, that you really don't want to engage in something beyond a certain point because you don't trust it. And a lot of it can have to do with, though, you being very rigid. There's a rigidity about this, Aquarius. And going back to that flexible crowning, there's a rigidity and an inability to see any way other than the way you think it should look, right? Having to do with this person. And because it's not looking and really showing itself in the way that you feel, is this lack of willingness to move forward in it. Yeah, for sure. Now, for them, we have the Judgment reverse and we have the Eight of Swords. reverse. So the Eight of Swords reverse is all about self-imprisonment, and the fact that it's reversed really does indicate that they're not imprisoned at all in any area other than in their own mind, and that they are starting to have some realization that because the two of these together, there's a dishonesty here for sure, Aquarius. Now, this could be that they feel you are being dishonest, or this could be them being dishonest with you. Okay, because the swords are truth, right? The swords upright are truth. The swords reverse is dishonesty. But because it's the Eight of Swords, I feel like they're being dishonest with themselves. They're not even seeing clarity through their own stuff. And with the Judgment reverse, the Judgment is all about looking at things. How have things looked up until now? Has everyone been acting moral? Has everyone been playing nice? Has everyone been showing up at the table? Well, in the upright, it indicates that this placement, the person would be quite happy with how they've behaved. But in the reverse, this is telling me that they're recognizing that they have not shown up the way that they should have shown up, and that they're recognizing some sort of immoral behavior, and they're having a really hard time getting out of their own way mentally because they're having a hard time understanding themselves. I'm getting that you're dealing with somebody, if this is a person, you're dealing with somebody who does not have a very high EQ, a high emotional intelligence. They're not very tapped in and tuned on to their own sense of self. They're having a hard time acknowledging, yet they feel this sense of confusion within themselves. But you just don't want to have to deal with it, Aquarius. Like, this is not okay with you. And this is you drawing the line in the sand. Now, as far as your fear goes, yeah. I mean, a fear position, you're afraid of not feeling supported in this relationship or this situation, you know, at all. And with the Seven of Wands, this is about moving forward and, you know, being motivated into taking on this next phase of your life. But because it's in your fear position, I'm getting that you're fearing that you're not going to be able to move forward and build with this person or this situation, guys, because again, even if this has to do with this current, have to do with a job, this is somebody really knowing that you have not been treated the best within your work sector. They're very aware of it, but they don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to fix it. One other sign got this, and I can't remember, meaning the situation where somebody did the archetype wrong and they don't know how to fix it. So I am getting, though, that because of this situation, you feel like you're not going to be moving forward and building with this person in a way of like feeling supported, you know, and this is what you're fearing. And they're fearing that things are just not going to work out, and that, yeah. And they're feeling some sort of manipulation from you regarding, they're feeling some sort of manipulation from you, or they're fearing some sort of wrath from you, okay? Because when we have the Ace of Pentacles reverse, because the Ace of Pentacles is about a newness of bonding, of coming together with all of everything in the earthly realm, right? Resources, money, but also this mental connection, this psychological connection, right? But because it's reversed, they're fearing having this argument with you. They're fearing not connecting with you and how you're going to be handling it. So they're fearing that they're not going to be able to get what it is that they ultimately want with you. So if this is a boss, this is really clear. To me, these cards together indicate a fear of someone you're working for or with, you saying, take it easy, right? And just walking onto a much brighter path for yourself. And this is a fear. If this is an intimate other, this is them fearing that whatever it is that they're feeling guilty about here, because there is guilt here, even though they don't know how to undo it, that you're just not gonna, you're not gonna have it, Aquarius. You're just not gonna have it. Between the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, yeah, these two are just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, let's see what your blockages are, and let's see some outcome energies. Yeah. You're not wanting to be flexible with them because you really are not okay with whatever explanation it is that they're giving you, or whatever situation was presented to you is what I'm getting here. Okay, but let's see. Because I am feeling that maybe not everything is as it seems. Geez, you know, you guys are like the fourth sign. I'm getting this very strong energy with Neptune causes dirty windows that we end up looking out in our relationships. And maybe not everything is as it seems. Oh, Tower reverse, okay? And these are your blockages. Blockages for them. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this, okay? Okay. Outcome. All right, Aquarius. Look at this outcome. All right, this is real quick. 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. Okay. All right, this is about dreams coming true and deepening of a commitment and communication. I want to say that before we talk about the Tower reverse and the 6 of Pentacles reverse. This is your blockage, okay? So the Tower reverse is, first of all, the reverse only means that there's a lot of drama added to it, deep bitterness, deep anger, deep resentment, deep betrayal, right? But the Tower, guys, doesn't always mean, and I always want to say this because I don't believe there are absolutes in tarot. That's the way I've been playing with the tarot since I'm a teen, okay? I don't believe in absolutes. I believe we have free will, and I believe that this lets us know where things are going and what we can do and what we should be doing with our energy. So with the Tower, this tells me that however it's been up till now has to change. There is no opportunity and there's no option for it to continue on the path that it's been happening. 0% chance. However, this does say that however you've been framing reality, whatever your moral code and moral compass has been up until this point, both you and whoever you're dealing with, needs to be redressed and needs to be reconfigured. And it is possible, because I think anything is possible. If you're dealing with a situation where you feel that the other person is open and willing, and both participants have to be open and willing, you know in your soul if there's still love there on both sides. You also know if this shit has to be over. So you have to apply this however it would fit, because this is a general reading. So if you know something is done, the energy is going to support you walking away. You're going to walk away feeling very upset and very unsupported, okay? But this is a blockage that you're going to have to deal with right now. For others of you, if you feel that you're dealing with a person who has the ability to rebuild a foundation with you, and they have the flexibility and they have the empathy and the communication skills, if they possess those, then you can do it, all right? Because they're not having a picnic either. They're dealing now with the shadow side. This is the second judgment card they have. This is the second judgment. And judgment is what's blocking them. And this ability to feel like they can move forward like the Fool with taking this leap of faith, it's blocking them. This ability to move forward and to be honest about everything that has gone on is blocking them. So this tells me that on some level they're at least recognizing that they have not shown up in the most, moral way. They haven't shown up to the table in the best way possible. They might not know how to fix it, but they're showing up. And additional blockages for you is the King of Pentacles. So you're really having a hard time sharing your soul connection with them. You're having a very hard time feeling bonded with them. You're having a very hard time feeling connected with them as far as your resources, your mental, your mental space, your physical space. You're feeling very blocked because you feel like you don't have all the information. I'm getting that you feel like there's been some sort of either information missing. I feel, because this is my information missing card. I know a lot of readers read it as confusion, but I feel like, 5 of the Cups is very positive, but 2 of the Cups, we just don't have enough information going forward. So I feel like you're trying to fill in the blanks with a story, a situation with a person or a situation. This could be something with your boss, something with your significant other. You're filling in information because you feel like you're not being told everything. You feel like somebody's omitting partial truths or the full story, and you're filling in the blanks where you need to fill them in, because that's what the human condition does. But the thing is, Aquarius, you might not be totally right, And not because you're not intelligent, but because we can't all be all-knowing, right? So you're trying to work off of your experience and your intuition, but with the murky energies, you know, you might not be 100% right. And then we have the Page of Swords and Temperance reverse for them. So I feel like there's a level of dishonesty on their part, because it's the Page of Swords reverse, and the Temperance reverse means someone's okay, what's blocking them is the sense of manipulation and the ability to actually blend forces with you to create a new normal, to figure out how things should be with you guys moving forward. And I do get that they feel like somebody is not being honest. So they might not be honest with themselves, but they are feeling like either you're not being honest with them or they're not being honest with themselves. But regardless, they're feeling like they're not able to have this meeting of the minds with you, and that's blocking them. But then you have that Nine of Cups, which is the dream come true card, or it's everything that you want coming, and the Ten of Pentacles, which is all about attaining in the real, you know, in this realm, in this human realm. So let's get some more information. The Lovers, okay? Okay, you know what? The Lover's card is all about making a decision in love, working through conflict that's going to affect your relationship moving forward. With a job, this is about coming to a decision that's going to have a long-term effect on your career moving forward. This is the recognition that nothing is perfect and that you guys are having conflict, but that you have the blessing of Archangel Raphael and the backing of the Sun for you guys to have this meeting of the minds, for you guys to have the communication. But a lot of the communication is going to look a little nasty, right? Because we have this Five of Swords, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to argue sometimes. It is. You're going to need that to get to this Four of Pentacles energy, which is about having what you need. It's not about that ultimate utopia. You guys are going to be arguing about money. You guys are going to be arguing about people showing up in the way they need to show up emotionally, because there's a stinginess to this card, right? It's having what you need, but it's having just what you need with a couple of conditions, and you guys are going to be hashing that out. You need to have that argument. You're not showing up the way that I need. You know, I'm dedicating X amount of resources to this relationship moving forward. I need for you to show up the best that you can in that way as well. Even if they're unemployed, are they showing up in other ways, right? Because it's more than about money. But as far as your outcome cards, we have Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, guys. This is beautiful. Across the board, beautiful. Nine of Cups is about what you've had your heart set on, attaining that, working towards that, arriving at that, not even working towards it, arriving at this ultimately in your outcome. And the Ten of Pentacles is a deepening of relationship to the point where it's like a family deepening, right? You feel that soul connection where you really feel at home with somebody. I do like that. I just want to pull one or two last cards, Spirit. Let's go for two. As far as positive energies for Aquarius for this last 2 weeks. Some positive energies that they need to work towards. It's going to help them out. Okay, Page of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so yeah, listen, this is about you being willing to open up and be flexible, okay? Understand, this is definitely a time where understanding is necessary, and understand that holding too fast to one way of thinking or one way of being is going to be counterproductive for you right now. So really embrace this Page of Pentacles energy, because this is what's on the other side of it, guys. This is what's on the other side. Whether you decide to stay or leave, this is what's on the other side. It's completely positive. So I really like this for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.